Hello everybody, my name is Connor and welcome back to the channel. This is probably going to be our last Yamato game. I should have already posted a poll on the community tab about what we are going to play, considering tonight is the night that this video goes up, is the night that I will be playing the new deck. I'm thinking probably either, the choices are, right now it's between Whitebeard and Red Purple Law. Just because I think those are pretty easy for me to get together. I do want to try Red Purple Luffy, but I'm a little nervous, so I want some sim practice on him first. But we're playing a black yellow Luffy, and we're playing my good friend King Can here. Shout out to him, really awesome guy. Kind of really runs the community, or runs the community up in here, up where we are, and just really excited I get to play against him. I don't get to play much against him, but he does swing 8 into my face, which is honestly very toxic. And he was joking about the trigger being Onami, and he was right. So I did decide to use the Onami to get Garp off the board, just because I didn't want Garp to, get buffed and swing at me. I felt like it was a pretty good play. I like that play. It might have been better to keep the Banish in my hand, but I'm content with that play. So we tap 4 and drop Nekomamushi, just because I feel like Nekomamushi will be really useful in this match. He then swings 5 at me, and I'm going to counter out with that Hiyori. I feel like I don't have anything that can use Hiyori, and that counter to me is more useful right now. But he ends up dropping the Sabo and getting rid of Nekomamushi, and trashing his life, which is understandable, as I kind of mentioned, that Nekomamushi is quite a threat. Being able to attach 2 Dawn to him and attack, characters that aren't rested, that is a pain in the ass. So definitely think that was a great play by my opponent. Am I upset about it? Yes, because it puts me in a sticky situation, but, that's the game, baby. My opponent's at 3 life here, and I don't want to double attack and get into 1, because I know how easy it is for him to take his own life and then start doing the black yellow Luffy shenanigans. So I just go ahead and I drop my Momonosuke blocker. Unfortunately, I can't put anything back in my life, and I pass turn. My opponent goes ahead and does the event search, which is nice, and he gets, I think that is Sabo. I can see his little hat. He gets another Sabo, which is fine. He ends up playing Sabo, trashing a Garp, and KOing my blocker, but that's kind of what I expected at this point. And then he swings the 6, I believe, at me, and I give him the 2k ISO. I don't think the ISO will get a lot of play here. And then swings, what is that, 6, another 6, and I decide to take it. I get the 0 cost event, and I get reject. So I'm like, okay, I'm feeling like I can do something here. I definitely feel like apply a lot of pressure. He does have a lot of cards in his hand. I know my camera angles this tournament are atrocious. I did mention last video that I have to, switch tables every game, which is a little tricky, but I'll work more on the camera angles, I promise. I know you guys have asked, but I do record it in bulk and in advance just because of my work schedule. So my opponent's just going over some plays there and going over some, thoughts to himself. So I end up swinging 6. I think I swing 6 into Sabo. He gives me the 2k to counter out, which I'm okay with that, honestly. And I still have a good amount of cards in my hand. I think I was torn between playing, doing Hody this turn. But yeah, I think I went 6 into Sabo, just to try and clear that hit off the board. So I tap 4 to play reject, and I get rid of that Sabo that is standing, and I have 3 up, and I pass turn. There's not much I can do with 3. I could put ISO on the board, but I feel like she's more valuable as a 2k than a 3k body. Granted, I could move the 2 Dawn on her and get a free 5k swing off, but I'm not. I think that she's better as a 2K right now. So I do leave some Dawn up, which is a little unfortunate, but so my opponent swings 7 into my face, and I go with the 0 cost event. And I'm thinking about trashing Izo, but I end up going Hikanojo. I don't want to get rid of Hody. Usually I'd get rid of Hody, but I think that with especially now that my opponent has dropped Sabo, I think that with Hody, I can go for game potentially. Especially because he just discarded 2 cards. He does have, that's his hand right there. It is pretty full. I can't remember exactly how many cards he has in his hand, but then he swings pretty big, and I just take it. At this point I'm thinking, okay, I'm in a pretty rough spot here, so I have to go for game now, or I absolutely lose. There's a chance I can win this, depending on the counters he has in hand. There's a chance I can win this. So I end up tapping 7. I drop Hody to tap Sabo. I take my life. It's Momonosuke. I swing 8. I swing 8. I think I swing 8 here. I swing 8, hoping he'll take it. There's his hand on the mat there. Shout out to him for putting his hand. So he does have a decent amount of cards in his hand, and I'm not sure if this is gonna be able to get lethal. I know he has he's got a good amount of cards in his hand. If Yamato hits, there is a chance for lethal. So he gets 1 card, he gets another, no triggers, and I go ahead, and we're both at 0 life, and I Yamato ability, move to Rested Dawn onto Hody, and swing 10, 9, 10, and unfortunately he has the counter to counter out, which is super unfortunate. I know we talked about it after the game, and I'm pretty sure we figured out that he would have had the counter regardless. I know one of the cards he got out of his life was a Rush Ace, and the other I think was a 2K Flampe. So I do try and counter out here. I think I'm like 2K short of the counter out of 15. I think I get to 13. So yeah, I kind of knew that was gonna happen, but I knew that, yeah. So here we are talking about what he had in life, and if he would have been able to counter out, is kind of what we're going over right now. So I knew it was a risk to go for game there, but I knew that just based on how the game was going, that I had to go for game. And my opponent is a very good player. He's probably one of the best in the local meta. As I mentioned, the local meta I have a lot of really, really talented players, so I'm really lucky that they take the time after games to go over some things like this with me. And after the game, he was like, "That was the right play. I think that was the right play. Like, you did well." And I was like, "Oh my god, like, I'm flattered. Thank you." So yeah, I really like this deck, and I'm realizing the more I play is I'm really liking aggressive decks where I can just rush and swing for phase. I thought I liked more passive decks because I played a lot of Nami when I first started, but I think that I really gravitate towards high aggression decks. So I'm trying to think of a deck that I want to kind of play at a higher level to kind of main. I know I was at RP Law main, but now that RP Law is one of the best decks in the game, I'm having very much like a hipster feeling about it, which is so funny. Very much of, I was playing RP Law before he was super good. Like, you guys hopped on my hype train, like, it's so dumb, but that's what I'm feeling. So I am thinking about playing Doflamingo and kind of trying to focus Doflamingo into more of a like high tier deck. But I'm definitely realizing, as I mentioned, I'm liking aggressive decks. So if you guys have any ideas of some decks you'd like to see me play, please let me know. There's so many leaders. I want to try them all, which is a big reason why we're doing the Iron Man challenge on the channel. And yeah, I want to find a deck that I can really, a deck that I can play for, high stake tournaments. As I mentioned, my local store, the store I'm playing at in this video, did get a store regional. So I do want to, potentially, if I get in, I want to have a deck that I can, that I'm comfortable on, that I can play. But yes, I will stop talking. I know this was a short video. That's what I'm finding about with all these Rush Yamato games, is the games are short, but they are fun. But don't forget to check out the community tab to see what deck we are playing next, and I will go ahead and shut up. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.